Hello, everyone. Once again, I am Elfil Estrada, and today I will be discussing on how we keep track of and judge the success of social marketing and social mobilization programs. This presentation has three parts: a short introduction, and then I'll be discussing the two discussion questions. First, why monitoring and evaluation matter, and second, the methods you can use to do it. Everything here comes from our course material. Let me set the scene. Social marketing and social mobilization both try to change people's behavior for the good of society, and both cost real time, money, and public trust. Monitoring and evaluation is simply how we find out whether that effort is paying off. Monitoring is the ongoing checking we do while the program runs, and evaluation is the fuller judgment we make about its result afterward. One important lesson is that we cannot leave this to the end of a project. We have to plan it for it from the very beginning. This discussion answers two questions in turn. First, why monitoring and evaluation matter, and second, what methods you can use to carry them out. We begin with the first question. Why does it matter to monitor and evaluate these programs? There are four main reasons monitoring and evaluation matter. First, it improves the work while it's happening. By watching how a program is running, managers get quick feedback and can fix problems right away instead of waiting until the end. Second, it proves whether the program actually worked and helps leaders decide whether to keep it, change it, or expand it by comparing the results against the goals that were set. Third, it keeps everyone accountable, showing whether the time, money, and effort are being used well and honestly. Fourth, it helps us learn and grow because we can test a program on a small scale first and then repeat what works in other places. Put simply, without monitoring and evaluation, we would only be guessing about whether a program is doing any good. Now, the second question, what methods can we actually use to monitor and evaluate these programs? We will look at the difference between monitoring and evaluation, the indicators and tools used for monitoring, the test and the cycle used for evaluation, and the main evaluation designs. Monitoring and evaluation often get lumped together, and they do use the same kinds of information. The difference is what we do with that information. Monitoring happens continuously while the program runs, and we use what we learn to fine-tune activities along the way. The question monitoring answers is simply, are things going all right? Evaluation happens at set points, and we use the information to judge the program's results against the goals we set. The question it answers is, so did it work? Both can use numbers or descriptions. Keeping this difference clear is the foundation of everything that follows. Monitoring depends on indicators, which are simply the sign we track to tell whether the program is on course. Some indicators are numbers, such as how many people took up any practice, how many services were delivered, or how many materials were produced. Others are descriptions, such as notes from the field, staff feedback, people's reactions, and complaints. The course points out that even rumors can be useful. In one program, field workers who listened in on everyday village conversations reported that people feared a birth control method was causing cancer. And because that information reached the planners quickly, they were able to respond and correct the misunderstanding. A key tip is to keep the list of indicators short and manageable because that makes feedback faster, paperwork simpler, and the data more accurate. As for actual methods of monitoring, this includes a steady flow of field reports each week or month, comparing money spent against money budgeted, the manager's summary of staff reports, counting the materials produced, and the client served. And lastly, is written observations from the field. First, what is evaluation? It is the careful step-by-step way we check a program's design and its results against the goals it set out to reach. The hard part is knowing whether a program itself caused a change because people's behavior is shaped by many things at once. The effects can take a long time to appear, and a campaign can have side effects we did not intend. So, to help judge whether the program truly caused the result, the course gives 8 tests. One is change. We actually see a change in the program we studied. Two, covariation. The more people were exposed to the program, the more the result appears. Three, time order. The exposure came before the change, not after. Four, control of the other influences. We have ruled out other possible causes. Five, magnitude. The change is large and nothing else obvious explains it. Six, proximity. There is a clear, direct link that our theory can explain. Seven, dose response. The more exposure people had, the bigger the effect. Eight, replication. Similar campaigns elsewhere produce similar results. These criteria do not all have to be met, but the more of them that are, the more confident we can be that the program made a difference. The whole evaluation process can be pictured as a cycle the course calls CODES, which stands for Communication, Design, and Evaluation System. Its big idea is that evaluation is planned in from the very start, not at the end. The cycle goes like this. First, a needs assessment. We study the situation through background reading and by talking to key people. Second, we set clear, measurable goals. Third, we take a baseline survey, which is simply a snapshot of where things stand before we begin, using interviews, focus groups, and observations. Fourth, we run the actual communication activities. Fifth, we monitor them using service records, audience ratings, broadcast logs, and site visits. Six, we do a follow-up survey and check whether the results were worth the cost. And what we learn there feeds back into the planning the next round. The core of the method's questions is the 7 evaluation designs. Think of a design as the plan for how we measure whether the program worked. The 7 are: one, the randomized control group design. Two, measuring one group before and after with no comparison group. Three, using a comparison group but no measuring, only afterward. Four, following one group over a long time with statistical adjustments. Then five, tracking the same group before and after across many points in time. Six, measuring only once after the program. And seven, no formal evaluation at all. The first question to ask is whether we have enough time, money, and trained staff. If we do, we can use one of the first three, which are the most reliable. As we move down, as we move down the list, the designs get cheaper and easier to run, but also less certain about whether the program really costs the results. The first three designs all use a comparison group, a similar set of people not exposed to the program. So we can see the difference. These are the most trustworthy but need the most time, money, and skill. So for design one, the randomized control group design, it is the classic experiment. People are randomly split into a group that gets the program and one that does not, both measured before and after. It gives the strongest proof, but it is costly and hard to run in real communities. Then design two measures one group before and after with no comparison group. It is cheaper, but we cannot be sure the change came from the program. Design three uses a comparison group, but measures only afterward. So it is fairly reliable, but cannot show how much things change. The last four designs use no comparison group. Design 4 follows one group over time, surveying the same people repeatedly using statistics to account for other factors. It is powerful but needs repeated data and strong statistical skill. Design 5 tracks the same group at many points before and after, so it catches real trends, but it needs regular, reliable records. Then Design 6 measures people only once after the program. It gives a quick picture but cannot show how well it worked. Design 7 is no evaluation at all. Cheapest, but no, but not the costliest, since we never learn if the program worked. The choice depends on the program and its resources. And the best evaluations usually combine a few, budgeting about 10% of a program cost. To wrap up on why it matters, monitoring and evaluation improve a program while it runs, prove whether it worked, keep everyone accountable, and guide the choice to continue, change, or expand it. And all of this has to be planned from the very start. On the methods, monitoring relies on a few clear indicators, while evaluation applies the eight tests of impact within the code cycle and chooses among the seven designs. Because no single design fits every program, the best evaluations combine a few of them and set aside a budget for the effort. In one line, monitoring asks whether things are going all right. Evaluation asks whether it worked. And together they tell us not just whether we reach people, but whether we actually change lives. So that ends my presentation. Thank you and good day.